Satnam, and welcome to the month of success and prosperity. Yesterday we spoke about gambling, so I want to continue with that because it's a very, very, very important subject. Now, one of the things that I do in my life, that I have done in my life to be where I am today, is I have continuously gambled. When I knew nothing about the garments business, I started a garments business. When I knew nothing about modeling, I started modeling, and I became a successful model. I started a yoga studio and it collapsed, it failed, I lost money. So it's always a gamble. You try something and you either are successful at it or you fail at it. Now, what I want to do in this session, we covered the philosophy of gambling yesterday. What I want to tell you is the philosophy of safe gambling. So when I started my garments business, this is how it started. It's a story by itself. I was a young boy, a 14, 15-year-old boy, who had gone with my father's brother, my chacha's driver, to Linking Road to buy jeans for myself. In those days, it was a rage to wear stone-washed jeans. Now, when I went to the shops, I had 250 rupees or something in my hand, and the jeans were 300, 400, 500. And so I went from shop to shop, hoping that I'll find that one cheap pair which is good. And my driver, who was taking me around, my chacha's driver, he met another driver friend of his. And that driver friend told him that, oh, why are you buying here? I know the factory that supplies to most of these shops. The factory's name is Chaos, C-H-A-O-S. It's in Sivri. And I said, oh, really? And they supply here? Will I get it cheaper? They said, oh, less than half the price. I said, oh, please give me the number. And next day, I went to the factory. And I bought this one pair of jeans for myself, which in the shop was 500, I got it for 200. Now I came back, it was a beautiful pair, and I wore it. And my neighbor, my immediate next door neighbor, he flipped out. He said, wow, look at that jean. I said, in Linking Road, it's 500 bucks. I got it for 300. If you remember, I had paid 200. So this is a whole subject which we're going to do soon on opportunity. You never let go of an opportunity to make money. He said, can you get it for me also? I said, yeah, sure. Why not? You just have to pay me 25 rupees to go and come back by train because, I have a plus for my time. He said, sure, yeah, no problem. He gave me 325. I took a train immediately. I just left 5 minutes later. I went to Sivri, came back an hour later, and I gave him his jeans. And I made a profit of 125. For me, it was a lot of money. If you remember, I had only 250 rupees in my pocket given to me by my mother to buy a pair of jeans. For me, 125 of my own money was a shitload of money. And then another neighbor bought a pair, I never risked anything. Do you understand what I did? I never risked anything. And with all the money I made, my stock kept growing. Eventually, I was earning 5,000 rupees, 8,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees every month at a time when my father's salary was 400 rupees. But I never risked anything. So one way to gamble is to go into a business which you know nothing about. Put your money because somebody says, okay, this is a good way to make money, like a cryptocurrency or something which is fancy, and then your whole world comes crashing down if it does. And then you say, shit, what happened? One way to do it is the way I have always done it. When I started modeling, all I had to do was invest 3,000 rupees. I had so much money. I told you I was in garments. I was earning so much money. 3,000 was nothing for me. I went and did a portfolio. I said, okay, let's see what happens. And the photos were drying. They were not even dry. In those days, we didn't have these Insta, digital photos like, what you have now. You had to click a picture, then you had to hang it to dry in the black room or red room or whatever. And my photos were not even dried when a casting director saw my pictures and casted me for the biggest campaign at that time for Cadbury's 5-star. Within a month, I had done 5 different campaigns. I was a very successful model. What was my gamble? Nothing. When I started my yoga studio, my monthly investment was 50,000 rupees. Now, even if I made a loss, it means I made a loss of hardly 20,000, 25,000 a month. It was nothing. If it had been successful, my plan was to start 225 yoga studios all over India and then expand that brand to other parts of the world. The Mumbai airport offered me to start a yoga studio inside the airport. I know people. So they said, would you like to have a studio at the airport? So the idea is that with that small investment, which meant nothing to me to lose 30,000 a month, I initiated initiated an idea and started an idea which could be like a multi-million dollar business. It didn't work. How does it matter? Like I said yesterday, when you're gambling, the percentages should be that if you lose so much, but if you win so much. You can't hope to put so much money behind to win so much. There's a percentage of gambling. There's a game called backgammon. I started playing that game with my friend Mabu Merchant when I was 25, and when I was 28, 29, I don't remember. My math is not very good. I came second in the World Backgammon Championship in Monte Carlo. I'm the only Indian who has ever won anything in such a big tournament for backgammon. So what I'm saying is that game is about numbers. There's always a percentage which works in your favor. Yesterday I told you to gamble. Today I'm taking it a step further and telling you that gamble in a way that you don't get destroyed. Make money out of the thing, and if you lose money, have that attitude of no problem at all, because you didn't put your whole life behind it, right? So gamble safely, gamble carefully, and as for what I've spoken to you about today, is gamble in a way that you lose the least amount of money but can benefit in the most maximum way possible. See you tomorrow. Tatnam.